Hello friends, welcome to Mr. Moon Designs. Welcome to my studio. In this channel we do unboxings and jewelry making tutorials, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a very attractive jewelry set, and we'll be using the beads that came in Didi's Deluxe bead box for the month of January. Now if you're not familiar with that box, I'll leave some information down below in the description section of this video, along with a link to the website and a coupon code in case you're interested. And don't forget that I always model my pieces at the end of my tutorials, so please stick around for that. I'm going to be showing you how to create this stunning jewelry set featuring a versatile necklace with detachable segments, allowing you to adjust the length or even wear one segment as a bracelet. Paired with coordinating earrings, this set is perfect for any occasion and offers endless styling options. It features beautiful rhodonite gemstone beads as well as some other glass beads. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, hopefully you'll enjoy this tutorial and learn some techniques and tips along the way. So let's go ahead and get started. And here we have Didi's Deluxe bead box for the month of January 2025. The name of this box is Beads of Love, and that's because it was definitely Valentine's themed. And I did do an unboxing video. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave the link down below. But anyway, I wanted to give you a quick glimpse of the contents. As you can see, it was full of gorgeous beads of all shapes and sizes. There was a designer strand with beautiful check beads, another one with Madagascar rose quartz chips, some very interesting Lampwork cube beads. There were glass pearls. But the one strand that really stood out for me was this one, which had a mix of gemstones, including rhodonite, jasper, rose quartz, and Chinese pink opal. So I'm going to be using some of the beads from this strand, as well as some other ones. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to work on the necklace first. Before I bring out the beads that we're going to be using today, I want to go over a couple of things with you. The January box contained a really pretty strand of a gemstone mix, and at the time when I was doing the unboxing, I wasn't sure what kind of gemstones they were, but there were actually 5 types. Stella from Didi's Bead Shop clarified it for me, and she left the details in the comment section of that video. So I want to go over it with you because we're going to be using some of those gemstones. As you can see, I've separated them into little trays. There were 10 of each kind. Hopefully I'll get this correct. I believe this one's the black veined rhodonite. This one's regular rhodonite. This one's Chinese pink opal. This one is pink fossil jasper. And this one is rose quartz. The necklace we're going to be making is going to have 3 strands, one long strand, one short strand, and then another strand that's going to be very short, which can be used as a bracelet, or it can be connected to the necklace to make it longer. And I think I'm going to use these for the shorter strand, the bracelet. The only problem is I need 11, and there's only 10 of these. So I'm going to have to choose an extra bead from one of these other ones. And I think I'll probably use one of these since these are rhodonite. Now there is one little problem. If you'll notice, these are a little bit more matte than these, but hopefully it won't be that noticeable. Let me go ahead and choose this one. You can't even tell. But anyway, at least it's a rhodonite bead. Now for the longer necklace, I'll probably end up using these because I think I only need 8 of them. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring out the rest of the beads. Here are the beads for the necklace. And I also have some clasps and this component. Now these did not come in the box. I actually bought them at a gem show, but I'm pretty sure you can find them on Etsy. The most popular kind of ball clasp are actually magnetic, but these are not magnetic. They're called screw clasps. Let me show you. They actually come undone like this. Let me just open it. As you can see, there's a little screw and it goes in there. But a magnetic clasp would work as well. This kind is actually very difficult to find compared to the magnetic kind. You can actually find those on Amazon. But anyway, they measure 10 millimeters across, 17 millimeters if you include the loops. And this component came in the box. It's called an infinity heart link, and it measures 40 millimeters across. Now these are going to be for the longer strand, these are going to be for the shorter strand, and these are going to be for the section that doubles as a bracelet. The gemstones are all 8 millimeters in size. In this tray I also have some glass pearl beads. They measure 6 millimeters across. We have these cube beads, they're Lampwork cube beads, and they measure 6 millimeters across as well. And in this tray I have the same glass pearl beads in that brownish color, and I also have some tiny rondelles. They're two-tone champagne and pink, and they measure 4 millimeters across. And today we're going to do some beaded components with simple loops. Let me go ahead and move these out of the way for the time being. I'll be using some 20 gauge wire, And this is in a gold color, as you can see. So let me go ahead and show you how to do a beaded component, and then I'll show you what I had in mind as far as the pattern, the bead pattern. I have a piece of wire here. I'm going to grab the wire with my flat nose pliers, about 3/8 of an inch down, bend it. Using round nose pliers, I'm going to grab the end, making sure that it's flush with my barrels. Form a loop. Make sure my loop is closed and centered as well. Like that. Slide on a bead. Grab the wire again with my flat nose pliers. You do want to leave a little space so you can create that bend. Otherwise it's really difficult. And now I'm going to snip off the excess, leaving 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to grab it again with my round nose pliers and form a loop. I do like to straighten my loops because I want to make sure they're facing the same direction. So I'm going to grab the loops like this and make sure they're straightened and parallel. So that's my first beaded component. Obviously I'm going to be creating tons of them, so I'm not going to do them all on camera, but let me go ahead and show you what I had in mind. For the longest strand, I'm going to start with one of these, and then a square bead, and another glass pearl, and then my gemstone, just like that. So glass pearl, cube bead, glass pearl, gemstone. Very, very simple. I want this strand to be about 18 inches long, something like that. Obviously, you can make yours as long as you want to, depending on your taste. Let me go ahead and put these back in the tray. Let me go ahead and create another beaded component using some of these beads. Once again, I'm going to grab the wire 3/8 of an inch down, bend it, grab the end with my round nose pliers, form a loop, make sure it's centered and make sure that it's closed. I'm going to slide on 2 of these little ones. Like that. Let me grab my wire, leaving a little space below, bend it, snip off the excess, leaving 3/8 of an inch, grab the end and form a loop. Let me grab it and grab the other one and straighten them out. So let me show you what I had in mind for this strand. I'm going to start with one of these glass pearls, and then these little rondelles, another set of 2 rondelles, and a third set, and then a glass pearl. And I'm going to repeat the same pattern. So 3 sets of double rondelles, glass pearl, 3 sets of double rondelles, glass pearl, and so on and so forth. And then I'll create my third strand using these beads, doing the same kind of beaded component with simple loops. So to save time, I'm going to do these beaded components off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll assemble everything. So I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, I'm back, and I have all my beads mounted on wire. As you can see, I've already connected these 2 strands, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to connect this one down here. I know most of you probably already know how to do that, so I'm just showing the beginners. It's very, very simple, guys. You simply open up a loop like this, slide in a component, and close it back up. So once again, I'm going to open up this loop, slide in the next component, and close it back up. And by the way, you don't have to have this configuration where you've got the black veined rhodonite on this one and the regular rhodonite on that one. You can mix them all up and that would be fine as well. Of course, you could also use some of the other ones like the Chinese pink opal or the rose quartz. I think any of them are going to look nice. But anyway, if you want to take a screenshot, now would be a good time to do it. Although, like I said, you might want to make your strands longer or shorter. It's up to you. But anyway, this one measures 15.5 inches and this one measures 17.25, and this one I believe measures 6.5. Let me double check. Yeah, it's about 6.5. Of course, then you have to add about an inch for the clasp and the jump rings. And I think I did have one rhodonite bead left over, so if you wanted to make this piece a little bit longer, you could. So now let's go ahead and assemble everything. I've changed my mind about the clasp. I went ahead and switched to the magnetic one because I think it's going to be easier to put this necklace on with magnetic clasps. The only problem is that it's not as pretty as the other one. Let me show you. The other one has more crystals, as you can see. But anyway, like I said before, this one's actually a lot easier to find on Amazon. I'm going to be using 6mm jump rings. Here's one. Let me go ahead and open it. I'm going to slide this end of the strand into it and the other one as well, and the clasp. And let me close it up. So now let me connect these two ends. I have another jump ring here. I've already opened it up. Isn't that pretty? That is so beautiful. You could wear this by itself with a clasp on the back or with a clasp on the side. So now we're going to connect this one the same way. I have another clasp here. Now I do need to make sure that I'm connecting them correctly. So this one actually does belong on this side and this one belongs on this side. Here's another jump ring. Let me close it. It's already connected, as you can see, all by itself. They're pretty strong. You do have to be careful though when you wear this kind of necklace, because if you accidentally tug on it or you get something caught on it, it will come apart, unfortunately. So now I'm going to connect this end like that, and now I have a much longer necklace. Isn't it pretty? I love the asymmetrical look. Of course you could have it symmetrical if you wanted to. It's up to you, but I like to show off these pretty clasps, at least one of them anyway, on one side. And I will model it for you at the end, so please stick around for that. And I'm going to show you one more option. I'm going to use this component. As you can see, I've already attached a magnetic clasp on each end. So let's see which end it should connect to. That looks pretty good. So now we have a much longer necklace. I know it's difficult to see because I can't fit the whole thing on camera, but I think you get the idea. So this gives you lots and lots of options. You can make the necklace short, medium, or long. And of course, you can use this portion as a bracelet. Let me show you. Let me pull up my sleeve. Look at that, guys. Isn't that pretty? I love this black vein rhodonite. It's so pretty, it really is. And I like that clasp. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this necklace, and I hope you like the idea of having options to lengthen or shorten it. I certainly do. I love that concept, but we're not done yet. We're going to make a quick pair of earrings and another bracelet with some leftover beads. So let me get the materials for that. Here are the materials for the earrings. I couldn't resist these rings, and the chain is so pretty. I love it. It's the chain that came in the box. We received about 18 inches worth, and I snipped off some pieces, as you can see. You want to cut the little pieces in between the big links. They look like infinity symbols. I know it's difficult to see, but that's where you need to make your cut. Now for these, I decided to use the jasper beads because I only had one rhodonite bead left. And like I said before, they measure 8 millimeters in size. Now this little charm measures about 10 millimeters. It's called a zircon ball drop or charm. And the color is light lilac, which works pretty well with a necklace because these Q beads look like they have a little bit of lilac in them. But anyway, let me give you the length of the chain. This piece measures 1 3/8 of an inch, and this one measures about an inch. And for those of you who don't have the box, these rings are called wavy rings, and they're 22 millimeters across. But you can use any large ring, really. Even something smaller would look fine. Let me show you how it hangs. It's really pretty. That's how it looks when it's on. I think it's adorable. I'm going to need some jump rings. Here's a 6 millimeter and a 4 millimeter jump ring. The first thing we're going to do is to mount this bead on the ball head pin. Let me go ahead and slide the bead on. I'm going to grab the pin right above the bead, like that. Bend it. Switch to this part. Wrap the tail around the nose of the pliers. Flip my pliers around. Continue to wrap to the back. And now I'm going to open up this loop. And I'm going to slide the short piece of chain into it. Like that. I'm going to grab the loop with these pliers. These are actually crimping pliers, but I like to use these for this purpose because they have skinny tips and they grab really well. And now with these pliers, I'm going to grab the tail and do a couple of wraps. And my hands are shaking again because I had about 3 cups of coffee this morning. I really need to stop doing that. So now I'm going to cut off the excess. And tuck in the little end. So this one's done. And for this one, I'm going to use a jump ring. I'm actually going to need 2 of the small jump rings. Let me go ahead and open one up. Slide my chain into it. And slide the charm into it as well. And let me close it up. So there's my second dangle. And now we just need to assemble the earring. Let me open up this large jump ring. Slide in one of the dangles. And the other one. And the ring. And let me close it. This jump ring is actually not that great because there's a gap there. So let me just bring those ends in the best way I can. There we go. Actually, it goes this way. And now let me open up this little one. Slide the large jump ring into it, like that, and the ear wire hook, and close it up. So there's my finished pair of earrings. And I think even though they have the large rings, they'll still coordinate really nicely because of the beads. Like I said, I will model it for you at the end of the video. So now let me bring out the materials for the next piece. Another bracelet, but more dainty. Well, I decided to go ahead and assemble everything because I used the exact same technique that I used for the necklace. I created beaded components with simple loops, and then I connected them to each other, just like I did in the necklace. Now I did have to do something different with these rondelles because initially I wanted to use glass pearls for the whole thing, but I didn't have enough glass pearls. I had a total of 11, so I used 10 of them for the bracelet and 1 of them for the extended chain. And I attached this bead to the extended chain the same way that I attached the beads and the charms to the chains of the earrings. I used a ball head pin and I did a wrap loop. But anyway, as you can see, in addition to the rondelles, I added a rhinestone spacer bead in between 2 of them, like this. And these rhinestone spacer beads measure 6 by 3 millimeters, and they're in a gold color, as you can see. And I was able to get the length that I needed for the bracelet. Now the other option would have been to use a couple of the 8mm size beads. You could do that as well, but I wanted to keep the bracelet on the dainty side. And of course I had to use that gorgeous connector. It came in the box, and my cat's licking a plastic bag. I don't know why cats like to do that, but they do. So that's what you're hearing in the background. Now I don't know how long that connector piece is. Let me just measure it. I would say it's about 1 1/8 of an inch if you include the loops. I didn't use jump rings here, but I did use jump rings to connect the clasp and the extended chain. Let me just show you. As you can see, I simply opened up the loops of the beaded components and slid the connector in. And at this end, I have a 6mm jump ring connected to the loop of this beaded component here. And at this end, I have a 4mm jump ring for the clasp. Let me show you what it looks like. It's very, very dainty, as you can see. I love it. So anyway, guys, I hope you like it. I still want to model it for you at the end, along with the other jewelry. But before I do that, I'm going to arrange everything on my table so you can see how everything coordinates. So I'll see you in a few moments. Well, here's the whole ensemble. We have this convertible necklace, which can be worn a number of different ways. And I will show you all the different ways in just a few moments, but I did give you a glimpse earlier on. Of course, then we have this bracelet, or you could wear this one as well as a bracelet, like I showed you before. And we have the matching pair of earrings. I hope you like the whole ensemble. I think it's very, very pretty. I love all of these colors. Perfect for Valentine's, that's for sure, which is coming up real soon. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and put these on and show you what they look like. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.